So violence exploding at your rally in Lagos, not the best way or the best note on which to end your season of rallies, is it?
I mean, it's not our controversy. I mean, it was violence against us. So I would say that we should look at the bright side. We were welcomed so well by Lagosians. I mean, we went to Alaba International Market, and the love there was so much. These people trekked with us all the way to the highway, kilometers, and made sure that we felt so welcome. They came to receive the message, and that's what we should focus on. Lagosians do want to vote for Peter Obi. In fact, you know, the entire time they kept saying Lagos for Peter. It was a lot of chants, a lot of songs. They have formed songs among themselves. It was really great to see. So, I mean, we're really sad that this happened, but at the end of the day, we had a very good rally. It showed, it was such a show of a lack of a better word first, because a lot of people came out. It was a great rally, and that is what we choose to focus on.
Unfortunately, of course, there was violence. I mean, who do you think is behind it? Or was it just sort of random acts of violence?
No, it's not random.
Because, I mean, we know that Lagos has a lot of brawling crowds of so-called area boys who are sort of rather excitable and who tend to act sort of violently unbidden and whenever there's sort of a frenzy of excitement.
And unfortunately, you know, this is one of the things that my principal is seeking to end. The whole, you know, this issue where people are unproductive and are left, you know, to be fertile grounds for violence. And I wish that some of these boys would understand that, look, a Peter Obi presidency means a better life for them. You'll be more productive. You will be, you know, again, from consumption to production is the watchword for us. You'll be more productive. You'll be able to do things for yourself, contribute to your society, and not have to resort to this. And I will say, you know what, we can point directly, because even from last year, since last year, when Young Obedience said that they were going to organize rallies in Lagos and other parts of the country, they gave them threats. We saw these threats on social media. APC youth. We saw threats on social media saying, come out if you think you can come out. I think that rally was supposed to be for October 1st, and there were tweets that come out and will show you who are the real owners of Lagos. So if after seeing things like that, we come and see that people who are organizing themselves, I mean, these are not party hirelings, these are Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians, sacrificing their time and energy to see that their preferred candidate, a man they trust so much to deliver for them, they're sacrificing their time and energy, and then they show up and get attacked on their way to the rally. Is really sad. For any Nigerian, Nigerians should feel safe. Whether they are campaigning, whether they are not campaigning, we should be able to have a safe country.
Absolutely.
We should be able to have a safe country, and it's sad. But again, I would say that we should point to the fact that many of these young men who are participating in this are just largely because they are unproductive. They have been kept like this in the system that seeks to keep people poor so that they can use them, take advantage of them for things like this. And this is what we seek to end. Unfortunately, we are victims of it, but the Peter Obi presidency is going to target things like this and ensure that our youth are more productive.
But, I mean, why would the APC target the Labour Party in Lagos? I mean, does the Labour Party have the capacity to really upset the apple cart for the APC and Tinubu in Lagos? Because conventional wisdom suggests that it doesn't.
You know, several times Tinubu has come really close to losing Lagos. So, you know, we can't, Lagos votes is one thing that is always almost split in the middle. So, you know, this fallacy, this conversation that seems to make it look like overwhelmingly APC has Lagos, as if they haven't, you know, escaped by the by whiskers in the past, it's not, I don't think that should follow. I think that Lagos is for the taking. From what I saw in Lagos, I was there on Saturday, Lagos is for the taking overwhelmingly. I mean, today Peter Obi went to Mushin of all places, and the support there was really large. Everywhere we go, once people realize that, oh, this is Peter Obi's vehicle moving, you can see people. And the thing with Lagos, this is one of the best places, or one of the major places where people are organizing themselves. I was in Lagos before I went this time. I was there a couple of weeks ago, and you could see that, you know, the Uber drivers, the Uber vehicles I entered from the airport, from my hotel, you would see these people talking about how they are organizing themselves, saying, in my ward, in my locality, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. This is my contribution to the campaign. None of these people are paid. People are bringing themselves, bringing their own resources, and they're volunteering for the campaign. And that's what we're seeing in Lagos. I tell you, Charles, Lagos is for the taking. And like I said, these people have escaped. APC has been escaping. You know, Tinubu structure has escaped by whiskers, just by very, very thin margins some of the time. And I don't think that this time is going to favor them.
But I mean, surely it's not a policy of the APC to go out and organize gangs and thugs to physically attack and intimidate their opponents. I mean, they've called, because I've heard them speak about this, they've called for the full weight of the law to come down on those who have done this and insist that they want to win the election fair and square? Do you see their point there?
No, I don't. I think that those are lies, and it's you know, stoning someone or beating someone and hiding your hand. And I mean, this is not new. They did not invent this style of politicking or behavior. I mean, it's been there since. But I will point to, you know, things like this happen because we are under policed. You know, there isn't enough protection for Nigerians, and that's why it's so easy for people to do this and be able to run and hide. And you know, the perpetrators, you can lay hands on the perpetrators, and so even the perpetrators can come out and begin to speak as if they're not the people who carried out these things. But this is clearly the playbook of APC. They have been violent in this election. This is not the first time Obedience have been attacked in Lagos. You know, the Obedient flag boy, you remember that young man that used to carry the flag? He was attacked. This is not the first time. And you know, for Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians, to decide that this election we're not going to do voter apathy, we're going to not only come and vote, but we're going to put in our effort during the campaigning season, and then to just see this kind of brutality meted on Nigerians is quite sad. It's quite sad. It makes us wonder, you know, with everything we have suffered, why would anyone be against change? Why?
With your rally in Lagos, I know you touched on this briefly. I mean, has that shattered your hopes of making some electoral inroads in Lagos in particular, and the Southwest in general?
Not at all, not at all. The Southwest is for the taking. Look, the Southwest has never religiously gone one way. Their votes are split. This is a very educated region. Their votes are split. They tend to make very informed decisions, and it's not usually in one line. So again, the Southwest is open for the taking. They are open for a convincing argument, and that is the thing that Peter Obi has. He has a convincing argument, and the second thing is he lacks trust deficit. People trust this man to deliver. His antecedents, you know, this man has been on the right path for a very long time. People believe him, and that is something that is very tough in the Nigerian terrain. When politicians speak, people be like, we've heard this before, we do not believe him, but people overwhelmingly believe Peter Obi, and Lagos is one of those places where people believe him. One of the things that make me, you know, really believe in this is that, look, more than anywhere else, people are organizing themselves in Lagos. Look, we did not pay for a single bus to bring anybody to the venue in Lagos. These people organized themselves in their corners and decided to come, and that's it. So I mean, what we saw in Lagos, again, Lagos was so good that after we left, Peter Obi had to come back again today, because we could not do Lagos for just one day.
Level of thuggery in Lagos shine a light on the potential problem of violence and insecurity that could really create a point of tension and lawlessness in this election. I mean, I'm wondering how much that worries you, and whether it suggests that violence is likely to increase as the candidates get on the final lap, and I mean, there's just a couple more hurdles to jump.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned, and I hope that, you know, with this concern, one is looking at, you know, for law enforcement, you have seen what has happened, especially in places like this. You've seen the flashpoints where this violence can happen. What are you doing? And I think that right now, as we are doing the rounds and campaigning, I believe that in any sane society, the Nigerian police force, the Nigerian military, all of these groups, you know, civil defense, should be going around and doing the media rounds right now. I think you should invite them. They should be doing media rounds right now, educating Nigerians and telling us what they are going to do to secure Nigerians on election day, so that people feel a sense of safety and confidence to come out. And this is their job. They're not doing us a favor. They're employees of the Nigerian people, and they should come out and tell us what they are going to do. And I'm not seeing enough of that, because I am concerned that there will be a lot of violence, that if people feel that, look, these elections are overwhelmingly turned against us, we only have two things to play with. Number one, vote buying. Number two, violence. Vote buying has been greatly reduced by, you know, what is happening with the Naira notes. So the next play is violence. And anybody, I mean, I, an ordinary citizen, can see that this is what it is. More, you know, what more people who are actually paid, who have, you know, all of the time, this is your job to look at this. This is your job to, you know, be able to say, this is what is going to happen, predict it, and be proactive towards stopping it. And I'm hoping that we're getting towards that. I'm hoping that this is what the Nigerian police force and other forms of law enforcement are going to do on that day.